wife, as she's very excited that not only am I missing Easter Sunday with the family, but our anniversary. Oh, darn. It's the way it works. Let's get it started here. We will go to Charlie, who was at the game on this Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. Charlie, how are you? You're on Lakers Line. What's happening?
I'm good, Matt Money. Do you remember me from the last time?
I do remember you from the last time, Charlie.
Thanks. I wanted to say that the Lakers, they came out really strong, and they sent a clear message to the Suns, and that they're going to have to deal with us.
Well, I'll tell you what I think, Charlie. I think there was a lot for the Lakers to gain had both teams started who they would start in the playoffs. The Lakers had a significant more to gain because they had not beat this team with Steve Nash, and I think if they had, then it would have given them that momentum. Now, by resting Steve and Raja, they don't really show their hands at all for the playoffs, and the Lakers essentially beat a Suns team that was undermanned. And, Nash is kind of the guy that powers this team. He's the engine that makes it go, and you can see the difference. This is a team that shoots 48%, 40% on their threes, and today 37%, just 28% on their threes. So I think the good thing, Charlie, is the Lakers, as long as they manage to beat the Hornets on Wednesday, will avoid the Spurs in the first round. And even though it is a team that didn't have Steve and Raja, the Lakers, hopefully will feel good about this win, that they can run up and down and score 109 points against this team.
Okay.
Is that it?
Oh, yeah, that's it. But one more thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think even with or without Steve Nash, I think the Lakers can beat them with Steve Nash too.
Yeah, why do you think that?
Because everybody's stepping up at the right time. See, they're peeking in at the best time, and the Lakers are playing aggressively right now versus Suns, and I think they did really good. That's
a great point, Charlie. I'm going to tell you why. Because the Lakers, and thanks for calling, Charlie. I'm glad you had a good time at the game. The Lakers are peaking, in fact. They have won 4 in a row, and we mentioned coming into this homestand they would have to win all 5 if we felt like they were going to get that 7 seed and hold the Kings off. And, in fact, it looks as though they're going to do that. In the meantime, the Suns have only won 10 of their last 21 games. So they are 10-11 over their last 21. So maybe, in fact, the Lakers have somewhat of a mental edge, feeling like they're playing better basketball right now than the Phoenix Suns, even though they have sat Steve Nash the last 2 contests. They haven't been playing their best basketball as of late, to say the least. But one game they did play very well, despite being down 17 at the half, was in Sacramento. As I mentioned, outscoring the Kings 72-42 in the second half, allowing the Lakers to jump the Kings, get into that 7th spot, and have this first-round matchup with the Phoenix Suns should the Lakers manage to beat the Hornets on Wednesday, or if the Kings lose either today's game against the Hornets or their final game of the season against the Seattle Supersonics.
What's good, y'all? It's KB24 status. Kobe24 MP3. Charles Ryan. Or Chuck. Or yours truly. The biggest Laker fan in the world. Kind of has like a cheesy title, biggest this, biggest that. Biggest, well. I'm just saying. If you watch the videos, you guys know. Maybe you know someone that has a man cave. I've watched Planet Lakers. I've seen the people that have shrines where Magic Johnson visits. There's this one guy that has I don't know. It's kind of like a warehouse, and he has all these things. He has Kareem's goggles. Obviously, Kareem wore more than one pair of goggles, but Magic Johnson visited the place, and he's like, so he knows the guy, and he's like, this is amazing. You have all the stuff that I would wear, other stuff, yada, yada, yada. I don't think having things is what proves you're the biggest Lakers fans. I think what happens is if someone, shoots you in the face and royal purple and gold blood spills out, that proves it. So the Lakers won last night. I'm recording tonight, 24 hours later, because I had a lot on my plate today. Also having some minor technical issues with the podcast platform where, of course, you have the podcast come from a third party, and the third party uploads it to iTunes, and then you look at the analytics, yada yada bullshit you guys don't care about. There was a technical issue, but we're good. Like I said, I will record after every single game period. Usually it's the night of. It might be in the morning. It might be in the afternoon the next day. This is a rarity. Usually it's not 24 hours later. I'm very sorry about that. But thank God we had a day off, because hypothetically, if we played tonight, I probably would skip last night's, and I never want to do that. Once again, I do not usually record on the weekends because I have other prior commitments. It's the weekend. It's Los Angeles. It's Beverly Hills, La Cienega, Sunset, Hollywood. I'm just saying those things take priority. I'm going to be selfish on those things. But I still love you guys. So, it was very good to see you win last night. I thought it was weird that Anthony Davis, even though they really, terrible relationship right now, Anthony Davis and the Pelicans. But despite that, why not play him 5 minutes down the stretch? I mean, he's literally capped at 20 minutes, right? Why don't you see what happens? I mean, what's the point right now? Seeing if Julius can score 35 points? I mean, he's a free agent. He has a player option. He's going to be gone. And I don't know what's going to happen with this team. I don't know if Anthony Davis will stay one more year, because it's not like he has a player option this coming year. It's the next year. But I don't know what's up with this team. I feel bad because Alvin Gentry is very good friends with Luke. I believe they were both on the Warriors coaching staff. I'm pretty sure, like 99.99%. But so they know each other. But it's kind of funny how Alvin was trying to stick it to Luke, last game on 2 games ago. But he really wanted this win tonight. And if you really want that win, why not play AD? Because he was healthy this time. I thought last time he was hurt. Maybe he wasn't hurt and they were just using it to save face or something to make it seem like, I don't know. But the whole thing, this franchise is in dive bomb mode. I really think they're going to be gone. Sent to Seattle. It's over, in my opinion. But a lot of these players will be gone. I mean, they got rid of Mirotic. I mean, all this stuff, it's just crazy. Why not play Anthony Davis and see what happens? What, you're afraid LeBron and him are going to hang out? The guys in LA, they're going to hang out anyways. They probably text all the time. They're both in Clutch. You think Clutch and Rich Paul, with Rich Paul, Ben Simmons, LeBron, all these people, now Draymond Green, don't hang out? Are you serious? Of course they do. Especially the summers, especially the All-Star break. And the media, no offense, social media, it's kind of the toilet bowl of the frickin' internet right now. It's terrible. Especially right now after what happened last night. And I'm going to be honest, I watched the whole Michael Cohen testimony for 8 hours. I do more things besides the Lakers. And maybe that's why I was a little out of it last night in order to record. However, the point is, I lost my train of thought. This is a first for me. Well, we are not going to edit this. This is raw, unedited. I'm trying to say that other things happen. LeBron and AD, they do other things. I don't know where I was going with that. I got distracted by all these memories coming up about how insane this freaking testimony was. But this is a sports podcast. So, yeah. Right now, they're going to Seattle. It's over, I think. It's done. I do think that they would be stupid not to trade Anthony Davis to anyone. Like us, anyone. I don't think it makes sense to trade B.I. for him. I think if you have to, you got to do Lonzo, because I think Lonzo's been one of the greatest players, would be one of the greatest players in Lakers franchise history, but I think the injury problems and the fact that I really think Kyrie is seriously considering the Lakers, considering the fact that he has never, said, no, I want to stay. He's never given a direct, yes, I want to be in a Celtics uniform. So I think it's possible. I mean, Bill Maher, so the politics thing. Bill Simmons on his podcast about 2 weeks ago, I think this is right after the Knicks-Porzingis trade, so that's 3 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago? He said How do we know for sure that Kyrie and LeBron, when they're in Cleveland, and this was clairvoyant, Bill, he said, how do we know for sure that they didn't have a plan to say, yeah, you get traded to Celtics when your contract expires, come to LA and meet me because we hate Dan Gilbert, we hate this whole environment. I mean, Kyrie also does movies, right? He did Uncle Drew. This whole multimedia, everything's here, business, yada, 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 movies, Space Jam 2 is coming out in 2020 with LeBron. This whole thing, everything's here, man. So I think Bill's right. We don't know how. You can't say 100% that didn't happen. You can't say 100% that Kyrie and LeBron haven't planned this. And I think they're so tight. I really do. I think all this bullshit in the media saying, oh, Kyrie apologized to LeBron for this and that. It's just stupid shit. It's just people like insecure on Instagram react to all this crap. I mean, they probably talk all the time still. And if they don't, whatever. But still, Kyrie has made it clear that he is going to look for other options. The Celtics have his bird rights. They can offer him the most, I believe. So is he willing to pass up, I don't know, $40 million, $50 million to go to LA and be in a city that's not racist? I'm kidding. Actually, I'm not. Fuck Boston. To be in a city that doesn't have the same business, the same Hollywood stuff, the same multiculturalism, all these diverse stuff. No, I think he'd pass that money up because he has so much money from other things anyways. Nike, Uncle Drew, I don't know how much he got paid. But, it's just, there's too many coincidences. Kyrie's with Nike, LeBron's with Nike, they're friends. I think they're still friends, the contract thing, everything. So I think I would say bye to Lonzo. I think I would say come in Anthony Davis. Come in Kyrie. Come and join us. And I don't know where the Brandon Ingram contract comes into play if you have all three. But we'll see what happens. I don't want to talk too much about this game, really, because it's just a comeback win against a team that was playing shitty players down the stretch. I mean, it's so annoying when the Lakers play teams with players I've never heard of, shitty teams trying to tank, and it's like, you have LeBron James. You have Rajon Rondo, one of the great. Rondo's a Hall of Famer. I really think so. I think Rondo and LeBron are two of the top, 20 passers of all time. LeBron just entered into the top 10 assists, I think. Rondo is one of the most competitive, true OGs in this league right now. He freaking swatted at Chris Paul. He talked shit to Isaiah. This guy is going to be on this team for a long time. And I just think, I'm very confused how you can have all this experience and yet not beat these teams when there's literally players that most people probably never heard of. I've heard of a lot of these players. I'm not going to say I know all 400 people plus in the league. But I will say, when there's people like Justin Holiday and frickin' Frank Jackson, Chuck Diallo, I know those names, but there's a lot of players that are G Leaguers that are like Kendrick Williams. I'm pretty sure this guy was in the G League last year. I could be wrong. The point is, I never heard this guy last year. He's new. He played 24 minutes, had 2 points, shot 16% from the field. Okay, he's shit. On our side, though, B.I., 23 points, 57%. Only shot 1 3, and guess what? It was his first shot of the game in the first quarter. So maybe that's good. Maybe it's it didn't fall this time. Let's take it in more. Last game he shot 3 for 3 against the Grizzlies. I believe those Grizzlies. Yeah, the Grizzlies last game. 7 for 10 for the free throw line from Brandon. That's good. I'll take from Brandon. I think the lowest end is 7. 7 to 10 obviously is really good. I think 7's the lowest. That's great. LeBron, on the other hand, shot 3 for 8 from the free throw line. I just don't understand how they could be showing the stats of LeBron. Oh, he's averaging triple-double. Oh, he's doing all these great things the past 8 games, 10 games, whatever. I don't care how good he's doing. I need him. He had 33 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, only 2 turnovers, 2 steals, and 1 block, only 2 fouls, was a +2. That's amazing. Anybody that does that is a beast. Shot 54%. I can't accept these free throw numbers, and maybe I am holding him up to a higher pedestal than normal. You heard me calling in on Lakers radio as a 10-year-old in 2006 on the last podcast saying, I want to talk about Kobe's off-ball defense. That is such a minute detail. Off-ball defense, Trevor Ariza in the corner versus the Wizards in 2013. I'm sorry. That was not last podcast. That was a different time. I'm sorry. I think that was the Rockets podcast. Very sorry. 2 podcasts ago. I'm saying I watch the game at a higher level than most people. I'm just trying to tell you how it is. So when they show these stats of how good LeBron's playing, you can't shoot 3 for 8 if you're one of the top 3 players of all time. I'm sorry. Andre Drummond's shooting better than that. I mean, they were up by 6 points with 20 seconds left, and he could have iced it. The game was already over. It was iced, but he could have really put it away. And he missed 2 free throws. It was over. The Pelicans emotionally, and I guess physically gave up. They cleared their bench, I guess, or whatever. But you just got to have that Mamba mentality. You got to have that, I'm going to step on your throat. I'm not going to miss 2 free throws. I will go up by 40 points, and I still will play the hardest and make my shots. And even if I don't make them, you know what? I'm going to work on it next time. I'm not going to go through a whole entire season of 60 games. I was at the Lakers' second game, the second home game, versus the Mavericks when LeBron missed all these free throws, and we got bailed out by a foul from, Wes Johnson fouled, I think, LeBron down the stretch, and he only made 1 free throw. But prior to that, he was missing free throws in that second game of the season. So I'm trying to say, this isn't a new thing, obviously, right, guys? He's been not making these free throws for a while this year. And it makes no sense. I don't know if it's mental. I don't know what it is. But some players like Kobe, and I hate to keep going back to Kobe. There's a lot of players. I'd say, I don't know, Rondo, Matt Barnes. Well, Matt Barnes is more physical. I'm just saying I think Isaiah Thomas, to a certain point, he goes in, he gets the job done, he blocks everything out. I don't know if LeBron is scared at the free throw line. I don't know if he's like, you know what, I have to break this habit. I had no idea. He played great otherwise. He shot 4 for 9 from 3. He had an insane one-legged shot from the corner with the shot clock going down. I've only seen that only a few times. That's a Kobe shot, That was a very special shot, but you just gotta finish games. You gotta close out games. I can't tell you how many times over the past 5 years that I've seen the Lakers be up by 7 with 1 minute and 20 seconds left, 8 with 1 minute and 40 seconds left, 5 with 45 seconds left, and they just let it slip. Or they let it come down to the wire, or it goes to overtime and they'll win or they'll lose. Okay? That Rockets game was a perfect example. 4 weeks ago? Not the Rockets game, 2 games ago. When I think Harden made 3 threes and then Eric Gordon made the 3 to send it to overtime or whatever, and they lost. Like those type of things. You gotta finish the game. And when you give it to the best player in the world right now, and he can't make a freaking shot from 15 feet away with nobody in front of you except a hoop, I don't understand. But you know what? Like I said, besides that, he was great. I still think Brandon is a monster. Yeah, that was quite a rant, huh? But Kuz, he had 22 points, shot for 60%. 9 for 15, 0 for 3 on 3, 4 for 6 from the free throw line. Guess who had the worst free throw percentage on the Lakers and in the whole entire game? LeBron James. So it is picking and a little picky, but that's a big deal. Kobe's off-ball defense, that thing that I called in, that's something that Kobe can control. He could not help, right? But LeBron, it seems like, hasn't had this under control. He hasn't committed to practicing free throws. LeBron is one of the hardest workers, takes care of his body, practices super hard. I keep comparing to Kobe. Kobe practiced harder than anybody I've ever heard of in my life. 4 a.m., 3 days, whatever. I just don't get how you could be so good sometimes with free throw line and then so bad and so good. And, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, Rondo had 16 assists. The last 2 games he had 0 assists combined, I believe. Or maybe the last game he had 0 assists. And I think Billy Mack, the announcer, said that was the first time in a long time that he had a game with no assists. But yeah, he only had two turnovers. when you play 37 minutes, have 16 assists and only 2 turnovers. It's a great ratio, right? Obviously. 2 steals, 6 rebounds, 11 points. He may have shot 33% from the field, but 15. But obviously that 16 assists really nullifies all the misses. 10 misses. But, yeah, I mean, 16 assists is creating at least 32 points. Right? If you're going by twos? All right. So that's going to wrap it up. I mean, the starting lineup was well. I'm pissed off that Josh Hart's not getting minutes and it's going all to Reggie Bullock. Reggie Bullock played 36 minutes. I don't understand. Maybe Josh Hart is still hurt and it's better just to save him for April if we make the playoffs. I mean, another thing. I'm glad to hear that Lonzo is, hopefully on the way back soon. I don't want to rush it. I think having Rondo and LeBron are good enough to hold down the fort. I think it was bad when there was no Rondo. That was bad. I think Lonzo is really good. But when there's no Rondo and obviously there was no LeBron, I think having 2 point guards is good enough to hold down the fort. You get Lonzo and LeBron, Lonzo and Rondo and LeBron, whatever. All right, but that's about it. I have to deal with these technical podcast problems still. I think we're all good. I also have to make sure that the analytics are accurate on YouTube and on these podcasts because I don't know if the views or whatever are accurate. I don't even know how the reviews work on iTunes. I don't think I have a single review. That's fine. I don't care about iTunes. I care more about the YouTube thing where I'm posting videos. But I don't know if that's a glitch or maybe I literally have no reviews. I don't know. I don't really care. But I do value your guys' opinions. I really value your comments. Say it sucks. I don't care. I'd rather you say it in a polite way. But, I mean, tell me what I need to work on. Tell me what I don't need to work on. Tell me what you like. I prefer it. You either DM me and do it in a private manner. DM me or tweet me. If you're going to give really harsh criticism, and I'll internalize it. I mean, it's real, guys. I'm not like a little kid who freaks out and, gets super, triggered, I guess, or defensive when somebody gives criticism. No, I welcome it. I may disagree with it. That's fine. I'll disagree and I'll move on. Or I'll agree and I'll try to adjust. I don't care. The point is, I value your guys' opinions. I love you. This is free. I'm going to keep doing it no matter what. I started the blog in 2014. I mean, this stuff has been going on for a while now, and now it's more consistent, which means there's more content and more stuff for you guys to view and get your opinions on. That's it. All right, so I'm going to check out. I appreciate your I appreciate you guys tuning in. And I really think we play the Bucks, I believe, tomorrow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we play the Bucks. I think we could steal this one. Of course, it's a home game, and I wish I could go because it's the only time Giannis visits LA this year. And the Bucks obviously have the best record in the league. But, I mean, I would love to see that game, to see Giannis. So I think there's no argument, right, that LeBron and Giannis are the two best players this year. I mean, I really think so. I mean, LeBron and Giannis were the team captains, but I just think objectively you got to say that. If you're the best player on the best team with the best record in the league, which is the same thing as the best team in both conferences, I think they... Sorry I said I'm out, but I need to verify this shit, because if they... I'm pretty sure they have a better record than the Warriors. Let's triple check this. Yeah, Bucks are 5 games ahead of the Warriors. I mean, you can't argue it. I would have loved to see the two best players in the world face off, and you know what? They're probably going to guard each other. But I think we can steal this one. I really do. I think we're capable enough. We're definitely smart enough with all we got to beat this team and eliminate them in terms of ending their 6-game winning streak, and they're 9-1 in their last 10. So they're hot, but we can do it. All right, I'm Q24 as Satis. I'm Chuck, Charles Ryan, the biggest Laker fan in the world. I'm out.
We didn't play well enough game to win.
You guys on Thursday dug a big hole and were able to climb out of it. What was the difference tonight?
You just said it. still working to get back after the injury?
Nothing much. My conditioning still coming along. But other than that, I'm able to get them down the floor with no problems.
Consistency was a word that was mentioned by some of your teammates tonight in terms of the search for it. Obviously, there's been a ton of games already, and they're still searching for it. Is there enough time to find it?
I don't know. We just got to play better our next game in Memphis. But we're only 60 games in, so I don't know. From the start, yeah. It happened in the Houston game too. Just the start of the game and then the start of the third. That urgency, it has to be there, and we dug ourselves a hole. Once again in the third quarter tonight. But how many know what's at stake if you've never been there? I'm asking you too. I'm like, how do you know what's at stake if you've never been there before? No, not you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm not talking about you. I'm just like, kind of playing devil's advocate. The idea of trying to get to the playoffs. Yeah, I mean. So it's kind of a fine line, when you talk about that, because when you've never been there or know what it takes to actually shoot for something like that, and sometimes you're afraid to get uncomfortable. So you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I'm not saying that's what we are as a whole. Kind of looks that way at times. That sometimes we feel like we're afraid to be uncomfortable, kind of get out of our comfort zone. Have that sense of urgency, from the jump, and not be afraid to actually go out and fail to succeed. So, we have 23 games left, and let's see what happens.
Do losses now feel different than losses maybe earlier in the season?
For me? No. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So it's like, I don't know. It's just been so last few years, everybody's so accustomed to the losses that I'm just not accustomed to. I'm not accustomed to it. I would never get comfortable with losing. So, losing game 1 to Houston, it feels the same way as losing game 59 in New Orleans for me. That's just how I'm built. That's who I am. Ask Dave. Dave will tell you who I am. He's been with me for the last few years. You guys are just starting to learn.
Being uncomfortable, does that manifest itself in terms of accountability or conversations, or is it more of the way you actually play?
It's how you approach the game every day. It's how you think the game every day. It's how you play the game. It's how you prepare for the game. And that's not even when you get to the arena. That's way before that. Is basketball, is that the most important thing while we're doing this? Is this the most important thing in your life at this time? You give it all to that game, and then if you feel like you put it all into it, then you have nothing to kind of look back on. You're able to do other things. If you feel like you're giving it all to the game, then you can go do other things. But if you feel like that you're not giving as much as you can, then you can't focus on anything else. That's just my personal take.
When you decided to sign with the Lakers, obviously you knew what they've been through the previous 5 years. Is this something you had maybe anticipated would be part of the challenge?
Yeah, I know it's going to be very challenging, just because of the experience that the roster had at that point in time. I knew it was going to be challenging from that sense, but I felt like we can still play better basketball, and we was doing that. And obviously, it sucks that my injury happened and Zoe's injury happened, and so many of our injuries we had suspensions. We had so. I'm so huge in chemistry and camaraderie, and throughout the course of the season, through injuries and suspensions that happened early. That's whatever with that, but the injuries have, it's taking a toll on our team. So hopefully we can get Zoe back soon, to kind of help that out, and hopefully we can start playing a little bit better too. Having a point guard out, our turnovers have went up. We've actually starting to shoot free throws a little bit better, but our turnovers are still going up.
Last question, please.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, LeBron.